Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf is under fire for warning the public about a possible large-scale immigration raid in the works. She's now receiving threats. Javier Vasquez from our San Francisco station, KPIX, has details.
I'll tell you what the Trump administration ought to do is come down there and put the damn cuffs on every one of you son of a guns that don't follow the law. And the little creepy mayor of Oakland ought to be the first one that gets cuffed for treason.
I miss Kurt Cobain so much.
And drag her out of that mayorship. And I'll be damned you guys are just going to let us be overtaken by foreign governments and not have any repercussion because you want to let a bunch of damn illegals in here to vote for you.
Fuck up. Listen to this part. This is the best part of the song right here. Oh, I fucking love it.
The mayor insists raising the alarm was appropriate.
I felt it was my duty to share the information I had.
Former federal prosecutor Tony Brass says she may have crossed the line.
Federal agents are going to stop talking to local police agencies. And the reason that communication is so vital is for safety of everybody.
I was sharing information in a way that was legal, was not obstructing justice. And it was an opportunity to ensure that people are aware of their rights.
Ladies, the top of your heads look nice.
Critics of sanctuary cities believe the mayor's warning was irresponsible.
Virtually everyone who's likely to be caught up in one of these enforcement action is someone who we call a criminal alien. That is someone who's typically committed some other crime.
Turn the camera off and tell you where we're going to take him.
One of the 11 arrests yesterday was in Napa. ICE agents took Armando Nunez Salgado into custody.
Oh, ooh, hell yeah. Don't mind if I do. Ooh.
It's about your friend.
Hey, you're not going to believe this, but Bill Maher is giving away the solution to all our problems for free. He is, isn't he?
I've never got the answer to the one question, which is why? Why Connecticut children? Why? Why a bomber in Boston? If there is a God, he's omnipotent.
Yes.
If he's omnipotent, he could prevent it.
Yes.
Why didn't he prevent it?
I don't know, man, but you got to stop hanging out in that hot tub with Bill Maher all the time and get some. It sounds like you got a God-shaped hole in your heart.
Oh, wow! It's a mountain shellfish. Never seen one in the wild before.
I don't need your buddy Bill Maher telling me I'm an idiot.
I don't like when atheists say all that shit. It pisses me off, too. I'm glad you said that.
They don't know shit either.
So I want you to shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Who asked you?
I like Bill Maher when all his problems are just his problems. So he's like, why are there kids around all the time, and why can't we smoke? What about whores? It's all just his stuff he wants.
Far-right extremists were responsible for every extremist killing in the United States last year. The potent combination of bigotry and violence, central to white nationalism, is a serious threat to community safety. Sadly, our region has attracted white nationalists and other racist and sexist paramilitary groups. That is because of our history and because of our demographics, but also a challenge to Portland's reputation as a progressive stronghold. These include anti-government paramilitary groups like Patriot Prayer, the Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, and the Three Presenters, as well as neo-Nazis and racist skinheads like Northwest Hammerskins. These groups seek to sow violence and mayhem in our community. They drain public resources, destabilize our public institutions, and threaten the safety of people of color, women, LGBTQ residents, immigrants, and religious minorities.
Why we don't give most favored nation status to Cuba, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, but we give it to China? It doesn't make any sense.
Because they got money. Cuba, it's bucks. Just like what about Saudi Arabia? They have human rights violations there, but they have oil. We don't even hear a peep out of that.
Well, that's where it's uneven. The policy is clearly uneven. And,
right.
I mean, you'd think that someone should come out and say this is what it is.
But what I find amusing is that no one knows. If people approve and say, Tiananmen Square, that's all right.
but they don't know how many people got killed. They say, it's all right, you know, might have killed a few. But no one, even Kissinger, brain that he is, doesn't know how many people got killed, but saying, it's okay. Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore, they said, it's okay, you have to disperse the students. No one knows how many got killed.
Well, how many, Mr. Expert?
Well, I don't know. That's the whole point. If I knew.
I'll tell you why nobody knows, because people forget a very important thing. The Chinese are a lot smarter than us. So it's hard to criticize. But some things we excel at that they don't. You know, it's, I mean,
one thing they
I have
excel at.
never seen a Chinese guy in a porno. You know what I mean?
I got to take a break. We'll be right back. Which for years had banned the selling of this kind of material because they said in that act that they thought it would encourage sexual harassment. When now some people are saying maybe the opposite is true. A quick session with the pet of the month, and maybe that soldier is...
Yeah. You get sleepy. You get sleepy. Don't you get sleepy?
What do you mean?
You don't want to rape somebody when you're sleepy.
Why are you sleepy?
Well, after you watch the porno. Listen, I like...
Norm, you have a strange metabolism.
Maybe it's those B12 shots you got.
Right. No, I
You're
like
in high
porno.
school.
I like porno as much as the next guy, you know? And I probably like it... I probably like it 100 times as much as the next guy. But although, you know, I have been watching... this is amazing, because porno is my favorite kind of movie to watch. And yet... I've seen some pornos lately that my buddies have shown me. Have you seen these ones with all male casts? Gay pornos, they're called. These things are horrible. And there's thousands of them. They make thousands of them. They have not made one good one. And I'll tell you what the problem with it is. Quite seriously. Yes, sir. Quite seriously, the problem with these gay pornos and every one guys having sex with each other. Who the hell wants to see that? You know?
Maybe you're shopping in the wrong section of the store.
It's not for me.
I wonder if they can't have those in the military base then.
But these,
don't ask, don't tell, don't watch.
Right. That's an interesting question. I don't know if this ruling includes gay material on the base. Do you know?
Well, you know, it's really ironic at a time when they're trying to sensitize the soldiers. They're sending them to training on how to treat women with respect, and now they're stocking the PXs with porno magazines. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's a mixed message, wouldn't you say?
Why?
Well, because these magazines degrade women. They do.
And I'll say one thing.
Why don't you just stand up for this segment? You know, like in the...
This is a little warning for people. Playgirl magazine has not got any girls in it.
I give up.
No, please, this hunk is done. But I don't see what you say. But they don't all degrade. You don't think Playboy
Well, I don't
degrades
look at
women,
them. Obviously, I don't look at
Well,
them.
then how can you speak
I've
with
read
authority
about
if you
it,
don't look
and
at
I have a general idea of what's
Oh,
going on.
have you ever
seen?
Oh, you.
Yes, I have, but I don't. You know, I don't go out of my way to look for them. No, I don't.
Well, Norm has some material.
Yes, I'll ask Norm next time. I'll call him and.
He's got
see what
thousands
he
of
thinks.
videos. But they're all male. You might enjoy that.
No.
As others have mentioned, in 2018, all U.S. extremist murders and violence were at the hands of far-right and white supremacy extremists.
I'm Shedrick Wilkins, and I think that racism, sexism, and homophobia are a form of mental illness. I think if you follow these lines of thinking, you won't be able to think rationally.
Joe Gibson, I'm the founder of Patriot Prayer. I have a brown daughter. I have a white son.
I believe that they're both equally beautiful. I believe they have a great future in front of them, and anyone who would make my daughter feel like less of a person because of the color of her skin, or make my son feel like less of a person because of the color of his skin, I think is a horrible thing, and I'm here to denounce all forms of white supremacy and hate. With that being said, I'd like to read from Corinthians. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. The truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. I think that it's great to denounce white supremacy, and I think that looking at this resolution, there's a lot of, the word hate is in it a lot, and it's about what you guys are against, what you denounce. But I think that you have to have a solution, and I do believe the solution is love, without a doubt. You cannot fill in a dark room with more darkness or more hatred. We have to bring light into it, and I do believe the answer is love. And if you guys are serious about attacking hatred and fixing that problem that you have in the city of Portland, there's one fact that we all have to admit, okay? Hatred doesn't care about the color of your skin. It doesn't care about your gender, your sexuality. It doesn't care if you're Republican or Democrat. It doesn't matter if you're liberal or conservative. It wants to infect every single person in this world who allows it to happen. And unless we can admit that no one is immune to hatred, it doesn't matter if you're conservative. There's a problem with hatred with conservatives. There's a problem with hatred and patriot prayer. There's been a problem with hatred with liberals and Democrats, communists, Antifa. It is a problem, and I see it, and I'm just as guilty as anybody else. And I think that that's something that we have to talk about, and we have to admit the fact that hatred is not just about racism. It is a form of hatred, is what racism is. And so I've seen hatred get out of control, and I know that I've made a lot of mistakes in the city of Portland. I stand by my decisions, but I do believe that we have to admit the fact that hatred is going to infect every single person who allows it. And I appreciate you guys bringing this to the forefront and bringing this out for people to have this conversation.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, could you lean forward so we can hear you?
My name is Steve Drury, and I've been in and around Portland all my life. And I remember severe racism. You know, the guys with the tats on their neck, the scary-looking dudes with all the sevens. To me, that's a pure racist. Now, I was sitting on my can, and I heard about this racist guy, and he was going to speak at Clark College. So I jump up out of my chair like a citizen. I'm going to beat him down. But I got to know him. There's not a racist bone in that man's body right there. And I don't see how anybody could condemn him of any such thing. Why don't you get to know him? Are you that afraid? I wasn't. Maybe just a little. I was going into a den of racists. I was going to die. This is what I'm at. Nicest guy in the world. 2 kids, home, business owner, just a regular Christian guy. His Bible and his family. What I did find out is it kind of gets on his nerves when there's masked criminals running around Portland. And you're allowing it. That's what gets on his nerves. Yeah, look at me. I'm looking right at you. We know you're doing it. We know this is what this is all about. What, has Antifa scared you that bad, Ted? Really? They don't scare me. I got tape. Come on, let's go on a walk. We can pray. Have about 500 jackasses pushing you, spitting on you because you want to pray. Well, we have a freedom of expression here. I can see your point about racists. We don't want racism. That's been dead in Portland forever. Okay. I don't see it like I did. Okay? It was all over. 30 years ago, Portland was completely full of it. Portland's got a real good job of getting rid of it. Now, I don't live here every day, okay? So forgive me if I don't see it. But here's what I do see. All kinds of people show up to rallies. People they've never met. They buy a Patriot Prayer shirt online and come out there and start cussing at people. I really think the content of a man's character is way more important than branding someone Patriot Prayer so you're thrown out of Portland. How about we take each individual by their actions? He was saying somebody was racist and said something. Let's hold that person accountable. We have no clue who shows up in black masks. Are you going to hold everybody accountable for what the blast? No. You're going to take one individual. Thank you.